Hey there, Simmers! Welcome back to a build video for Hollis and Ryder's little cottage. We are in the mid-nowhere lot, which is in Windenburg on the island. And I'm building a little place for them to start their family. I'm just getting a little bit of some landscaping going on here with a basic shape, and then I try putting the second floor on. I like having angles in certain buildings, but the roof can sometimes be really tricky. So I was like, all right, I need to get down a basic shape and a roof before I move on and do anything else. So that's what we're seeing here. Trying to give the front a little bit of some personality there with those kind of like doubled up entry sort of looking things. And this is when I'm kind of like looking at the roof and I decide to pull it all the way in the angled one to like meet with the regular house. And here I'm deciding on color and texture. At first I kind of stick with those horizontal slats, and then I'm like, you know what, if I'm gonna do different colors, I should do different styles. So a vertical slat on the bottom of a slightly deeper color, and then the second floor will have the horizontal with the white or almost white. Adding some roof trims to see if I like the white, and then doing a little bit of some personality on the roof parts. I wasn't satisfied with that original color of the brown, so I started adding the gray, which I think kind of looks more like the style of the island in general. And then just expanding a little bit out, giving it a little bit more space. I like that they have some money now since they got the money tree, and I think we've gotten toupees from them. So we have a little bit of money to spend, so I figured, okay, well, let's just use it. Let's make a cute little place, and yeah. So that's what we're doing. A little angle there on the front. And then I was starting to play around with maybe a little bit more earthy tones for things, since the railing ends up being a light brown, but I just really didn't like it. And then all these doors, they were like so modern, and I don't know, they weren't speaking to me, so I tried like a taller version, and I choose this door for like a little while, and then I go look at the windows, decide I do or do not like the windows, then change out the door again, putting a couple things in. Just a little roof play. See if I like the windows there. Yeah, and then this is the part where I was like, what kind of window do I want in this house? And if I have like a style of window, then I should probably have the front door being the same. And then I go look at the get together pack, and I was like, I don't like any of these options. So I end up using everything from the pets pack. So the door, the windows, multiple styles of windows, trying to figure out the colors and the patterns to go on the outside that would also maybe work on the inside. The angled walls, of course, are always fun to play with in this game because they stretch windows or they elongate things, and trying to work with that can be fun. I go through a lot of variations of stairs because none of them have the stone underneath that I like. I think this was the closest one I could get to stone, and I go through a couple more variations before just going back to that one. I wanted to get something that had the tan with stone, but it's just not available. Then I play with the stairs, deciding what I want. I thought this house doesn't really look like an open stair kind of house, which is a little different for me. I usually have everything open, so this one was closed, which is kind of fun, a little different for me. Adding in a bathroom, I always find that bathrooms are like the hardest thing for me because I usually, when I look at the floor plan, I'm like, oh, this would be a nice place for a bathroom, really convenient. And then there's like a giant window, and I'm like, okay, never mind. Going through a couple of railing options and some wall paints. I usually do something cleaner, but this is more like a classic house. So I use something that has both the crown molding and the wall trim at the bottom, and then start putting in some stuff for the bathrooms. I start with something that's more gray and green, which I actually really liked. It's a little bit fun, especially since these guys have like some green aesthetic. Matching shower, which I don't get to do too often. Picking the fixtures that kind of look nice, and I was actually really happy with it. Don't typically actually get to use these fixtures, so for me it was really nice. Finding a carpet for the bathroom, like a little bath mat, was actually kind of difficult. I like the ones that have the paw prints and stuff on them, but the colors just weren't going, so I picked a basic one. And then added a couple of the extra details in, towels, toilet papers. This was their closet area. Originally, I kind of wanted to do something that was like full, and then I realized that the budget was already sort of getting low, so I had to cut it back. Adding a couple of things here. I know the one thing's in the way of the window, but there really isn't much that I could do about that. So we live with that. It don't really matter. And then I was debating on whether we should bring the same bed back that we have at the store or go with something a little bit different. There was one that I really liked, but it was like 10 grand or whatever it was. And I was like, okay, never mind. Let's pick something else. So I went with something that looks actually very cozy. Side tables, sometimes trying to find things of similar colors is work. And then I was like, oh my, this would be the perfect place to put clutter. So much clutter. I love that little watch and the phone clutter. Oh, it's great. Nice little soft rug here. And then the two open spaces near that front round window and that other area. I really wanted a mirror in that corner, and obviously it doesn't work when it leans against the wall. So I was like, okay, well maybe I'll make some green area because, you know, them working with flowers, they would probably want something green in their space. And then I added in a window or a mirror. My gosh, words. I was looking at the window, thinking about the window, talking about the mirror. So one of the fun things about stairs is you have to have the grid on when you put a light above it. That way it actually shows up, because otherwise it will try to like go down. So, oh, and this custom content I just fell in love with. And then I realized it's really expensive. Like the sink and the counter was very expensive. So we don't keep that. But for now, I'm just kind of looking at it. Yeah, see there, I got rid of it, put in something that's cheaper. I tried so many colors, but I actually really don't like it. So we had to go with something a little bit cheaper, but that ended up being okay. I mean, it still looks all right, and it does its function, so that's good. And then thinking about the fact that we are getting this house for the sole purpose of babies. So there needed to be a spot for babies. So I'm moving a bunch of things around here to try to get that bassinet in. I decided to stick with the one from the Magical Pack, Magical Realm, whatever it was. I just like it. And I do like the werewolf one too, but there's no werewolves in this family yet anyway. I don't have plans for a werewolf, but that doesn't mean that we don't have to have one. I love that custom content sink. And I try to keep it, but I think it moves to the other wall. Yeah, there. Finally get things like a dishwasher, which is great. And then a decent stove. Picking the colors. I was like, oh man, red would be cool. But then I realized red and green, kind of Christmassy. And I'm not for that. Yeah, I changed out the sink because it ended up being a bit too expensive because we only have like $3,500 and we still have most of the lower level to plan out. Yeah, getting a cheaper toilet here. The other one was almost $1,000, I believe. 1,000 simoleons. Thinking about the dining table here, and then right in the middle of this, I start thinking about the fact that we have a cat. And we should probably have things for the cat, but we're not there yet. A lot of the colors, I don't know. They didn't like work. They work with the floor or they work with the cabinets. But sometimes they don't work with everything. Adding a high chair in, and then we get around to the pet stuff. It's actually a nice place for a cat bed where they can see everything. Then we move on to a couple of the things at the front and also fire protection, because we should definitely have that. I don't think we haven't had any fires in a while from cooking. So not too much to worry for that. Yeah, slightly cheaper toilet because we're already down to $2,300. And I wanted to put in a fun couch. So I play around with this custom content one, which I just love. And I was like going around looking at the different options for couches. I thought, what if we did like a big L couch? It's like super cozy all the way through. So I picked this one that has a pretty good color, but it was just, I don't know, it's like too crowded in the space. Grabbed that bench for outside that was custom content. I believe most of this is like organics. And what is it? Brutalist bathroom. And I can't remember, there's another one that I used. Couple more things of clutter. Then I have to go find the cushion here, which I just love because you get so many different colors. And you get the pillows, which are just great. This little plant, some Henry Puffer things, which I just love. They make it so like cute and homey. Trying to choose a rug. First, it starts with the round one because it fits pretty nicely into that space. But then having the rectangle one in kind of brings the space out a little bit further, and I like that. Just a little chair, some planties. I wanted to try to add some green stuff before we completely ran out of money. That living wall actually wasn't all that expensive, but I end up not keeping it because I change it into a desk area. Yeah, adding a couple more of the plants. And then trying to fit a desk in, grab a chair from the dining table because we just don't have enough money. And then I started kind of trading things out just to get us a couple of dollars back. I don't want to go into the shop with nothing. I mean, we don't need anything to run it, but I didn't want to have to leave them with nothing, especially since it looked kind of boring outside. I just wanted to add a couple things. Sometimes the exterior for me is really difficult. I just don't like a lot of the options, but I do like the little kitty cat hedge thing. Tried to add some flowers here. I don't like the way that it ends up. It's kind of, I don't know, too much in one area. It wasn't spread out enough, I guess. But I wanted to do something with those corners. The rock seemed like a pretty good idea. And we're back for the tour here. We have this lovely place that you just saw being speed built. So let's go ahead and take a tour of it. Oh, there goes Loma. All the way out there. I think there is a bush that she can get into, and I'm not excited about that. So why don't we have Ryder come in and sit down, and you're a little bit hungry, so let's do... Actually, why don't you serve some brunch of maybe... What's the difference between French toast and French toast? I don't know. Let's do a breakfast scramble. And then you can actually go ahead and fill this container for our little kitty cat. And how do you guys feel about our home? So this is our entryway here where we can have this lovely area where I do actually want to put this laptop out. And I want to set up the unlock and then lock for everyone but the household. I don't remember which one I had. But we have this lovely area here in the front. We have this little knick-knack thing to hang, where stuff is hanging, umbrellas, wellies, little office area, this cute little seating spot, which is really kind of nice. We did, however, run out of money, so I was going to put a couple more things in there, but for now, we'll be leaving it as that. Little guest bathroom, stairs, and then our dining and kitchen area. You can go ahead and put that away then when you're done, or I'll just drag it for you. I love the green pieces of stuff. We finally have a dishwasher here, which we don't have in the store. And we don't have any upper cabinets or really any storage. I do want to add some clutter eventually when we get some more cash. Already on the computer. And then upstairs we have the bedroom, which is currently the only one. We have the same bassinet that our parents had. So that's kind of nice. It kind of, comes with the family. We have some green stuff and a mirror on this side. We'll see if this can actually work, the mobile. I think it was messing something up in my Homestead Living game, and the regular adults couldn't walk under it. We do have a couple of clutter items here. We have this lovely closet, which will hopefully get some more items once we can get more from the once we can get more from the money trees. And then this cute little bathroom, which has the cat thing. So the issue with this house, it's really cute. Like, it's a cottage. That's what I wanted. However, if we go into build mode, you can see that we do have some space, but we don't have enough for some kid space. But maybe we'll just leave it as kind of parents only right now. And then when we have a kid, I don't know, we'll figure it out. This is cool. I wish we could go in the water here, just like we can in Tartosa in some of the water areas, and the Get English pack. Hey Loma, how you doing? Do you like your new house? Oh, we can magic the mushrooms. Why don't you come on down? Why don't you sit here, Ryder, my man? Why don't you guys come enjoy this little space here? Why don't you say hi? Well, I guess we don't really get to know. Ask about Day. How do you feel about our new house, partner of mine? I really like it. So I guess there you have it. I mean, it was a really short tour. Most of it you've already seen from the speed video. But there you have it. Once Loma gets out of that, I think we'll be locking that door for all pets. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you again soon. Bye.